So here's the official narrative. Violence is bad. What Luigi Mangione did was tragic, senseless, unforgivable. And yeah, on some level, I agree. One death is a tragedy. But you know what? Tens of thousands of deaths last year caused by health insurance companies denying care? That's just a statistic, right? That's the media's Stalinist framing for you. They'll wring their hands over one CEO while glossing over the systemic violence grinding millions into dust. Let me be clear. Violence isn't the solution. But systemic violence? That's the root cause here. The kind of violence that denies a sick kid chemo because the treatment's experimental. The kind that evicts a family so their landlord can raise rents by 50%. The kind that leaves the working class with no options but despair. This system has been violent for decades, but now, for the first time in generations, the people who built it are feeling fear. And honestly, good. They should. Let's be real about why this happened. What Luigi did is exactly what unions were built to prevent. A century ago, after decades of class war, from the French Revolution to the labor wars and coal wars, we came to a hard-fought agreement. The workers would band together to collectively address grievances with the bosses. It wasn't perfect, but it was a truce. A way to stop the cycle of violence, and for a while it worked. The CEOs feared the unions, not the other way around. But neoliberalism destroyed that balance. It gutted the unions, dismantled worker power, and left the working class alone to face the wolves. Now, here we are. The bosses have spent decades stacking the deck against us, turning liberty into a lie, equality into a myth, and justice into a commodity. And when one desperate man lashes out, they call him a monster. But the real monsters are the ones who've made despair the only option. Let's talk about fear. CEOs are scared right now. Some of them, for the first time in their lives, are actually afraid of the working class. And I don't relish that fear. But I'll tell you this, it's overdue. The working class has spent too long fearing the bosses, fearing eviction, bankruptcy, hunger, and death. It's time the tables turned. It's time they remembered that their wealth doesn't come from their brilliance or their innovation. It comes from us, from our labor. So no, Luigi's actions aren't the solution, but they're a warning. A symptom of a system that's broken beyond repair. And if we don't rebuild the unions, if we don't restore the collective power of the working class, this won't be the last time we see something like this. The choice is ours. Solidarity or more tragedy. Violence is bad, sure, but systemic violence is worse. And if the people in power want to stop tragedies like this, they need to stop the quiet violence they inflict every day. They need to stop grinding us down while pretending their hands are clean. Because here's the truth. The fear they feel now, that's what we've lived with for generations. And until they feel it too, nothing's gonna change. So ask yourself this. Will we let them keep dividing us with their culture wars? Or will we fight back? Not with bullets, but with solidarity. Because if we don't, the cycle continues. And next time, it might not just be one CEO.